Hello students, welcome to Aditya Academy. I'm Dr. Ragini Arora, and today in this video we are going to solve question 8 onwards from exercise 5.3 of Ncert. The name of chapter is Arithmetic Progressions. Since this exercise contains lot of questions, so I have divided this exercise into two videos. Till question 7 we had done in the previous video. From this we are starting with question 8. As we have discussed both the formulae, I'm writing them here. An is a plus n minus 1d and Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d, and in case last term is known to us, we can write this as a plus n by 2, a plus n. So now let us start with the question. Find the sum of first 51 terms of an AP whose second and third terms are 14 and 18 respectively. Second and third term. So second term is given as 14 and third term is given as 18. Right? Now how can we express this? A2 is A plus D, which is 14. A3 we can write as A plus 2D. Whatever is n here, we have to write n minus 1 as the coefficient of d. So this is equal to 18. Now let this be equation 1. Let this be equation 2. These are two equations in two variables. So coefficient of a are equal. So I am subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. Right? That means, let me erase this. So we have a minus a gets reduced, d minus 2d is minus d, and 14 minus 18 becomes minus 4. So d comes out to be 4. Now d we have got, we require a also, which is not known to us. So by putting d in equation 1, we have a plus d is equal to 14. So a plus 4 is equal to 14. That means a becomes 14 minus 4. So a is 10. Now we have got d and a both, and we have to find the sum of first 51 terms. N is 51. Right? So we can directly use the formula, this one, to find S51. So S51 becomes n by 2. N is 51 by 2. 2 times A. A is 10. Plus n minus 1. N is 51 minus 1 times D. D is 4. Right? So this is 51 by 2. In bracket we have 20 plus 50 times 4. This is 51 by 2. 20 plus 50 times 4 is 200. So we have 51 by 2 multiplied by 220. This makes it 110. So Sn becomes 51 multiplied by 110. So we have 51 multiplied by 11 is 51 and 51. That is 561. 5610 is sum of 51 terms. So S51 is 5610. Right? Next question says, if the sum of first 7 terms of an AP is 49 and that of 17 terms is 289, find the sum of first n terms. N terms means you have to find generalized formula for Sn regarding to this sequence. Like if the sum of first n terms, that means S7 is 49 and that of 17 terms is 289. S17 is 289. So these are the two things which are given to us. A, D, nothing is given to us apart from these two things. So we can make two equations from these data. So S7 means S7 is 49. We can write this in the formula. Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. So n here is 7, 7 by 2, 2a plus n here is 7. A and D both are not known to us. So keeping them as variables, we have got this. Now this is 7 by 2, 2a plus 6d is equal to 49. Now we can further solve this by keeping this 2a plus 6d here. This 7 by 2 can be flipped on right hand side because 7 goes into division and 2 goes into multiplication. So this is 7 7s are 49. Now we have 2a plus 6d is equal to 14. 2 is common to all the terms, so I can take 2 common. So this becomes a plus 3d. This 2 goes to right hand side and divides 14 to get 7. This is the first equation, simplified equation that we have got from the first information. Next part of this question is, it says S17 is 289. Using the same formula here, n is 17 by 2. This is 2 times a plus n is 17 minus 1 times d is 289, right? So now we can flip this 17 and 2 on the right hand side and open the bracket. Inside this is 2a plus 16d is 289 multiplied by 2 divided by 17. This 17 times 17 is 289, right? So we have 2a plus 16d is 17 2s are 34. So now we have 2a plus 16d is equal to 34. So we can take 2 common from LHS. So it makes a plus 8d. Taking out that 2 and bringing it to division in RHS, we write this as 34 by 2, which is 17. So we have got another equation now, which is equation 2. We have got two equations in A and D. Now we can solve them to find A and D both. So A plus 8D is 17. This is your second equation. A plus 3D is 7, which is first equation. Now we can subtract. Subtract first equation from the second one. 8D minus 3D is 5D. 17 minus 7 is 10. So D comes out to be 2. Right? One variable we have got. Now put this value of D. Putting D in equation 1. A plus 3 times 2 is 7. A plus 6 is equal to 7 implies that A is equal to 1. Right? We have got A and D both now. And we are looking for find the sum of first n terms. N is not known to us. It is not a constant here. We just have to write the formula by taking n as n itself. So n is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. So what we can do here is, keeping n as same, we can only put the value of a and d here. N by 2, 2 times a is 1. N minus 1 remains same and d is 2. Now open this. Sn becomes n by 2, 2 plus, simplify this, this is 2n minus 2. 2n minus 2. Now keeping this, we get Sn is equal to, this n by 2 gets multiplied by 2n. N by 2 multiplied by 2n, 2 get cut. So Sn is n square. Right? So this is the solution to this question. Next question says, show that A1, A2, An form an AP where An is defined as below. Also find the sum of the first 15 terms in each case. First of all, we have to prove that the sequence represented by this expression forms an AP. That means how can we do that? See, n denotes the number of terms. To find first term, I am putting this n as 1. So A1 becomes 3 plus 4 times 1. That is 3 plus 4, which is 7. A1 is 7. A1 is equal to A. This represents first term of the sequence. Then A2 is, here we put n as 2. So we will put n as 2 in RHS also. This is 3 plus 4 times 2. 3 plus 4 2s are 8, which is 11. A2 is 11. A3 becomes 3 plus 4 times 3, which is 3 plus 12, that is 15. So if we write A1 as 7, this is 11, A3 is 15, and so on. By just finding 3 members of any sequence, we can check whether it is an AP or not. Take this difference. 11 minus 7 is 4. 15 minus 11 is 4. So the basic criteria for a sequence to be an AP is that the consecutive terms should be at the same difference. So here they have a difference of 4 among them. So A2 minus A1 is 4, A3 minus A2 is 4. Since the constant difference exists between the consecutive terms, we can say that this is an AP. This is an AP. This is a general formula. So this is your A. In this case, A is 7 and B is 4. This is a common constant number which is being added to the previous number. So A and D are known to us. Now he is asking for also find the sum of 15 terms. Sn is represented by n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. So we have to find S15. This is 15 by 2. 2 times a, which is 7, plus n minus 1. N is 15 here. 15 minus 1 times d, which is 4. So we have 15 by 2. 2 7s are 14, plus 15 minus 1 is 14 multiplied by 4. This is solved further. So we have 14 plus 14 4s are 56. 56 added to 14 is 70, which is 35. So now we have 35 multiplied by 15. 5 5s are 25, 175 and 35. Right? So this is 5 by 25. S15 is 525 for the given sequence. Right? Now the next question is, An is given as 9 minus 5n. So here also I am finding first 3 members of the sequence. A1 becomes 9 minus 5 times 1, which is 9 minus 5, 4. A2 becomes 9 minus 5 times 2. So we have 9 minus 10, which is minus 1. A3 is 9 minus 5 times 3. So we have 9 minus 15, which is minus 6. Now write these terms here. This is 4 minus 1 minus 6, and so on. Let us check the difference between the consecutive terms. A2 minus A1 is minus 1 minus 4, that is minus 5. A3 minus A2 is minus 6 minus minus 1. This is minus 6 plus 1, again minus 5. So yes, the constant difference between any two pair of consecutive terms is same. So this is an AP. This is an AP. Now number of terms is given to us as 15 for all the cases in which the sequence represents an AP. We have to find Sn, S15. So we have Sn as n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. So S15 is 15 by 2, 2 times a. See, you can see that a here is 4 and common difference here is minus 5. This is d. This is minus 5. So a and d are represented by 4 and minus 5 respectively. So a is 4, n is 15 minus 1 times d. d is minus 5. Now solve this further. 15 by 2, this is 8 plus 14 times minus 5. 15 by 2, 8, 14 5s are 70. So we have minus 70 here, 15 by 2, and this becomes minus 62. So we have minus 31 here. 15 multiplied by negative 31. So 31 by 15 multiplied by 15. Then this is 31, 5, 6, 4. So S15 is minus 465 in this case. Right? Next question says, if the sum of the first n terms of an AP is given as 4n minus n square, what is the first term? What is the sum of first two terms? And what is the second term? Similarly, find the third and the 10th and the nth terms. Okay, now in this case, if the sum Sn is denoted by 4n minus n square, what is the first term? So S1 means, see, in case of one term, the term itself represents the sum because we have to take only one term. So S1 is equivalent to the first term. So S1 becomes, replace this n by 1. So we have 4 times 1 multiplied by minus 1 square. This is 4 minus 1, which is 3. Sum of one term is 3. That means in case there is only one term, the value of the term itself will be 3. So we can write the first term is equal to 3. Fine. So this is the way S1 itself denotes A1 because sum of one term is the first term itself. S1 is 3. That means the first term of the sequence becomes 3. Now to find sum of two terms, I am replacing n by 2. In that case, 4 multiplied by 2 minus 2 square. 8 minus 4. That is 4. Now see, this is for if first term is represented as A1, A2, A3 and so on. This is the sequence, let's say. So now A1 is 3. I am replacing A1 by 3. Now he says the sum of first two terms is 4. Sum of first two terms is 4. What should be the value of A2 so that the sum of these two terms is 4? That is 1. Right? So that means S2 minus S1 is equal to A2. You should try to adapt this thing because this is going to give you a new formula. Now what we can say here is S2 minus S1 becomes A2. Okay, now we come to S3. S3 becomes I can directly tell you that formula, but you should know how this formula gets derived by doing these basic things. S of 3 we can find from this formula. This is 4 times 3 minus 3 square. 12 minus 9, that is 3. 12 minus 9 is 3. Now see, the sum of first term was 3. When we added the second term, it became 4. Now again we are adding one more term to the sequence. The sum is becoming 3. That means the series is a sequence is a decreasing sequence, because when you add 4 to something, it becomes 3. What that number should be? So this is sum of 3 terms is 3. What should I write here so that the sum of first 3 terms become 3? I require 3 only. That means this 1 should get eliminated. So orally I am telling you this is minus 1. So that if we add these 3 terms, I am getting 3 only. So now A3 becomes minus 1 and A3 becomes minus 1. How can I find this? See, S3 minus S2. What is S3 here? S3 is 3 minus S2. What was S2? S2 is 4. This is minus 1. Right? Now you can relate this thing to the first thing, like an is a plus n minus 1d. We had developed a sequence like this. So if I am writing this in this case, like S2 minus S1 is A2. S3 minus S2 is A3. So what can we say about this? Just by using these two things, you can say that Sn, see this is 2, this is 1, right? What is the value of term here? Second term. So Sn minus Sn minus 1. Whatever number is this, subtract the previous number from that sum sequence. You will get the value of that particular term at the first level, A2. See, S3 minus S2. This is the difference of sums of two consecutive numbers. Like this is sum of 3 terms, this is sum of 2 terms. If we subtract them, we get this term, particular term, the third one. So Sn minus 1 is An. Whatever the number is here of the bigger sum, that particular term you will get out of this. So I hope this is clear. This formula you can directly use. Sn minus 1 is An, right? I can explain this to you in one more manner. See, if I have a sequence like 2, 5, 8, 11 and so on. Now if I take the sum of these 4 terms, what is that? 2 plus 5 is 7, 7 plus 8 is 15, 15 plus 11. 15 plus 11 is 26, right? S4 is 26. This is S4 from this to this point. If I take S3, what is that? 2 plus 5 is 7, 7 plus 8 is 15. So S3 becomes 15. What is the difference of these two sums? S4 minus S3 is 11. What is 11? A4. So you can do that if you are taking sum of n terms and then you are taking sum of n minus 1 terms. This is Sn minus sum of n minus 1 terms. So minus, yeah, that means you have to subtract sum of all the terms before the last term. The difference is the last term itself. Now I hope this is clear to you. Sn minus 1 gives you nth term, right? So what is the second term? Second term we had found as A2 is 1. What is the third term? This is minus 1. And now we have developed this formula so we can find any number of term in the given sequence. The 10th term and the nth term. Nth term is In generalized form it is this. Now I have to find it according to this. This is an is Sn minus 1. So that for that I'm writing here as, let me erase few things from here. So this formula you will be using directly. If you have understood, you can use this in such questions. It is very easy to learn also. So now an can be represented as Sn minus 1. So an is Sn. What is Sn in this case? Sn is 4n minus n square. Now how can we find S of n minus 1? What do? We only substitute the number of term at the place of n. Now we have to find sum of n minus 1 terms. What I can do is I can simply substitute the value of n by n minus 1 in the given formula. So it becomes 4 times n minus 1 minus n minus 1 whole square. Right? This has to be calculated now. So this becomes 4n minus n square. Now simplify this. This is 4n. Inside this bracket, this is 4n minus 4. When you open this, you get n square plus 1 minus 2n. Now solve this. Further 4n minus n square. This is 4n minus 4. You open this becomes negative. Minus n square minus 1 plus 2n. Right? Now solve it further. 4n minus n square. Now if you open this bracket, this has minus sign before this. So terms, all the signs get reversed. This is minus 4n plus 4 plus n square plus 1 minus 2n. 4n minus n square plus n square. So here we are left with an becomes minus 2n. Then we have plus 4n plus 1, that is 5. So the value of an comes out to be minus 2n plus 5. So the value of nth terms. Similarly, find the 10th term and the nth term. Nth term is this, which is represented by this general formula. And if you have to find a10, 10th term, simply put n10 here. Minus 2 times 10 plus 5. So this is minus 20 plus 5. So a10 is minus 15. And an is minus 2n plus 5. These are the two final values you are supposed to find. Right? a10 is minus 15 and an is minus 2n plus 5. So now you have developed a formula Sn minus 1 is equal to an. We can use this in the further questions. Find the sum of the first 40 positive integers divisible by 6. First 40 positive integers. So there is no restriction about the number of digits in this question. You simply have to look for multiples of 6. Divisible by 6 means the numbers are multiples of 6. So we start with 6. The next one becomes 12. Next one becomes 18. And the other one is 24. 24 and so on. Right? A and D are clearly known to us. A becomes 6. D becomes also 6. Find the sum of the first positive integers. For 40 positive integers. So n here is 40. This is very basic sum. So this can be done first of all, like you can find the 40th term. 40th term, or you can simply solve by this formula. Sn is equal to n by 2 or 2a plus n minus 1d, right? N is given, A is given, D is given. We can find S40. This is 40 by 2. 2 times A. A is 6. N minus 1 times N is 40. N is 40 minus 1 multiplied by D. D is also 6. This is 20 multiplied by 12 plus 39 times 6. So we have 20, 39 times 6 nines are 54, 5, 18 and 5, 23. 12 plus 234. So we have 20 multiplied by 246. 246. So 0, 2 6 are 12, 2 4s are 8 and 1 9, 2 2s are 4. So S40 here is 4920. Right. So next we have 13th question is a similar question. Find the sum of first 15 multiples of 8. 15 multiples of 8. The very first multiple of 8 is 8 itself. Next is 16. Next is 24. Next is 32 and so on. So from this sequence you can see that the first term is 8. Common difference here D is also 8. And number of terms is 15. Right? So you can simply put the value in Sn. Formula for Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. Right? N here is 15 by 2. 2 times a. A is 8. N is 15 minus 1 multiplied by d, which is also 8. So we have 15 by 2. 16 plus 15 minus 1 is 14, 8. This is 15 by 2, 16 added to, so we have 16 plus 14 times 8 is 112, 15 divided by 2 multiplied by 112 and this is 128. So we have 2 6 are 12, 2 4s are 8. 64 multiplied by 15. 5 4s are 20. 5 6 are 30 and 32. This is 64. 960. So we have S15 as 960. Right? So the next question says now, find the sum of odd numbers between 0 and 50. I had told you earlier that when it is between, even if this would have been 1, we should not have considered this and this number. When it is between, you are not supposed to consider this boundary elements as your sequence members. So leaving these two numbers, we have to look for the first odd number after this. That is 1. Find the sum of the odd numbers between 0 and 50. So after 0, 0 is though not an odd number, but even it would have been, you should not have taken this in the sequence. So leaving these two numbers, the first odd number is 1, next odd number is 3, next is 5, 7, 9 and so on. So you can also say that 50 is the last number and between 0 and 50, 49 is the last odd number. This is the sequence that you have got. Find the sum of the odd numbers. So we have to find the sum of these numbers which are present in this sequence. For this we have the first term as 1 and common difference we can see. Common difference between two consecutive odd numbers is 2. So that is 2. First of all we have to find how many numbers are there in this sequence. So that means an is 49. An is 49. This is represented by a plus n minus 1d. The value of an is 49. A is 1. N we have to find. D is 2. So this is 49. So I can write 2 times n minus 1 is 49 minus 1. 2 times n minus 1 is 48. Right? So n minus 1 becomes 48 by 2. 24. N minus 1 is 24 plus 1. Sorry, n is 24 plus 1. So n becomes 25. Right? N is 25 and we have to find the sum here. So we can use the simpler formula. Sn is n by 2 a plus l. As we know the last term of the sequence here. N is 25. So S25 becomes 25 by 2. First term is 1. Last term is 49. A, this is your A and this is your L. So sum of these 25 terms becomes 25 by 2 multiplied by 50. This is 25. So S25 is 25 times 25 is 625. Right? Next question is, a contract on construction job specifies a penalty for delay of completion beyond a certain date as follows. Rupees 200 for the first day, rupees 250 for the second day, rupees 300 for the third day, etc. The penalty for each succeeding day being rupees 50 more than the preceding day. How much money the contractor has to pay as penalty if he has delayed the work by 30 days. Right? Now this is a practical type of question. Now a contractor has to finish a particular contract in n number of days. Now at the beginning of the contract, it was fixed that if he delays the job by 1 day only, he will be charged rupees 200 for the first day. And for the subsequent days, this charge will be increased by rupees 50 per day. So the sequence starts with 200. Penalty for the first day is 200. It becomes 250 for the second day. It becomes 300 for the third day and 350 for the fourth day and so on. That means there is a fixed increment of penalty for each day. Starting with 200, it goes on increasing by a value of rupees 50. He is saying how much money the contractor has to pay penalty if he has delayed the work by 30 days. So N here is 30. Total number of days for which the work has been delayed is 30. So what do we have to find? AN or SN? He says how much money the contractor has to pay. We cannot say he will be paying only for the 30th day. That means A30 denotes the 30th term. That means the penalty for the 30th day. Here we have to find the total money that he has to pay for all 30 days. For the first day, this is the amount. Second day, this amount becomes 250 for that particular day. So it is 450 for 2 days. Add 300 for the third day, so 750 and so on. That means we have to find S30 here, right? Not A30. A30 only denotes the penalty for the 30th day. S30 is the total amount that he has to pay for all the 30 days he has delayed the work. From this, you can say that the first term is 200. A is 200. D is the difference between consecutive terms, which is 250 minus 200 is 50. D is 50, A is 200 and N is 30. This is a very simple question. Now the value of Sn is n by 2 2a plus n minus 1d, right? So putting this value for S30, it is 30 by 2, 2 times a is 200, plus n minus 1, n minus 1 is 30 minus 1 times d, which is 50. So here we get 15, 30 divided by 2 is 15, 200 multiplied by 2 is 400, plus 29 times 50, right? So we have 15, 400 plus 29 fives, 9 fives are 45, 4, 10 and 1450. We have 1450 added to 400. So this is 1850. So we have 185 multiplied by 15. 5 fives are 25, 2, 42, 4, 9. This is 185. 5772. This is 27750. So after the work being delayed by 30 days, the contractor has to pay rupees 27,750 as penalty. Total penalty is, in case of units, you have to write total penalty is rupees 27750, right? Now the next question says, a sum of rupees 700 is to be used to give 7 cash prizes to students of a school for their overall academic performance. If each prize is 20 less than its preceding prize, find the value of each of the prizes. In this case, it is given that the total money that has to be distributed in the form of prize is rupees 700. And there are total 7 prizes which have to be brought from this amount. That means n here is 7. And sum of all those prices is S7, which is rupees 700. Right? That means rupees 700 has to be distributed in the form of 7 prizes, in which each prize is 20 less than its preceding price. So we are not given the first prize. The only thing is we have to take the number of prizes is 7. Let us assume that the first prize is rupees X. So if the first prize is rupees X, next has to be 20 less than the preceding price. That means it will be X minus 20. The next one will be minus 20. The next one will be minus 20. 20 less than the second one. The third one will be 20 less than the second price. So it becomes X minus 20 minus 20, X minus 40 and so on. So be very careful about this, that the second price is 20 less. That means D here is A2 minus A1. So we have X minus 20 minus X. Generally children make a mistake in doing this question by taking D as 20. So please be clear. Either do it orally or do it technically, but you have to find the common difference, which is negative 20. Right? The value of every succeeding price is 20 less than the preceding price. This is a decreasing sequence. D has to be negative. Now n is 7. A we have taken as X. D is minus 20 and n here is 7. Now these three things are known to you. You can find Sn. Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. The value of Sn is 700. N is 7 by 2, 2 times a, which is X. n is 7 minus 1 times d, which is minus 20. You can take this 2 over here. 2 goes in multiplication, 7 goes in division. So we have 2x plus 7 minus 1 6 times minus 1 minus 20. Right? So this is 100. Implies that 200 is equal to 2x minus 120. This is 320 is equal to 2x. Implies that x is 320 by 2, which is 160. So the value of the first prize comes out to be rupees 160. Find the value of each prize. So first prize is rupees 160. Second prize becomes rupees 20 less than the first one, so it is 140. A3 is rupees 120. A4 is 100. A5 is rupees 80. A6 is 60 and A7 is 40. You can check this. This is 100 and 100, 200, 280, and this is 400, 400 and 300, this is 700. Right? So now we have found the prices of amount of every price, 7 prices. Next question is, in a school, students thought of planting trees in and around the school to reduce air pollution. It was decided that the number of trees that each section of each class will plant will be the same as the class. The number of trees that each section of each class will plant will be the same as the class in which they are studying. For example, a section of class 1 will plant 1 tree. Section of class 2 will plant 2 trees, and so on till class 12. There are 3 sections of each class. How many trees will be planted by the students? Right? So consider from the beginning. Like every class has got 3 sections. And for the class 1, if we start with class 1, each section will plant 1 tree. And since this has got 3 sections, so the total trees planted by the class 1 students will be 3. Now class 2 has got 3 sections. Since the number of class 2 is 2, one section will plant 2 trees. And since we have 3 sections, so total trees planted by class 2 will be 6. Similarly, class 3 has got 3 sections and one section will plant 3 trees. So this becomes 9. Total number of trees planted by class 3 will be 9, and this way we can calculate up to class 12. Class 12 we have class 12 we have 3 sections, and every section will plant 12 trees. So the total number of trees planted by 12th class will be 36. So this is the sequence: 3, 6, 9, and the last one is 36. Now he is asking for how many trees will be planted by the students, that we have to find total number of trees. Here A is 3, D is also 6 minus 3, and 9 minus 6 is 3. D is also 3. And since we are starting number of classes with class 1 till class 12, so n becomes 12 from 1 to 12. Right? So A, D and N are known to us. We have to find the total number of trees. So since the last term is known to us, we can use this formula. Sn is n by 2, A plus L. Number of terms is 12. N is 12 by 2. First term is 3. Last term is 36. right? So we have 36 here. So S12 becomes 6 multiplied by 36 added to 3 is 39. So total trees become 6 nines are 54, 5, 18 and 5 is 234, right? This is very interesting question. A spiral is made up of successive semicircles with centers alternately at A and B. Starting with center at A of radii 0.5 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1.52 as shown in the figure given here. What is the total length of such a spiral made up of 13 consecutive semicircles? Right? A spiral is made of successive semicircles with centers alternately at A and B. See, if this is the point, we change the color. First of all, the center is taken here at point. Center is taken at point A, right? Keeping the compass at point A, this is the first semicircle we have drawn, right? And the radius for this is 0.5. So just try to write the length of, what is the length of this semicircle? Length, see the length for the whole circle, that is circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. And since this is a semicircle, it becomes pi r, half of this. Pi r1, right? Now by drawing this semicircle, we switch our center to B, right? Let me change this color again. So now our center is at B, for which we have drawn this second semicircle. The compass is focused at B. Now what is the radius for the second semicircle? It is 1, right? Keeping this as center, radius becomes 1. Radius becomes 1. So the length of this second semicircle is again pi times r. The length of whole circle is 2 pi r. Half of the circle becomes pi r. Pi r2. So we have pi r2. Now for the third time, again the center becomes A. The compass is focused at A and the radius here becomes this one. So this is the third semicircle that we have drawn. After completing it here, from here the third semicircle is drawn like this. This is R3 or circle 3, C3. This is C2, this is C1. C3 is this one, for which the center is at A and the radius is, from here, it is 1.5. Right? So the length of this semicircle becomes pi r3. Right? So this is a sequence. The length of the semicircles is given by pi r1 plus pi r2 plus pi r3, and we have drawn 13 semicircles. So up to, this will go up to pi r of 13. Right? So this is how we are taking the sum of the whole spiral. Like the first one is the semicircle with center A and radius 0.5. First one is center A, R1 is 0.5. Then center B, R2 is 1.0. Again center A, R3 is 1.5. You can see that the radii are increasing in a fixed manner. Right? So now such way we can draw up to 13 semicircles and we have to find the total length of all the semicircles which are making this spiral. So this is now the total length is pi r1 plus pi r2 plus pi r3 plus this. So pi is common. This is r1 plus r2. This is very easy question, though children find it difficult initially. This is R13. So this spiral is about the sum of 13 semicircles in which the radii are moving or increasing in a fixed amount. This is pi. R1 is 0.5. 0.5 can be written as half centimeter. R2 is 1. 1 can be written as 2 by 2. Then R3 is 1.5. 1.5 is 3 by 2. And so on. This is R13. Right? So what we can do is, you can see that this is an AP. AP being the common difference is 0.5 here, which is half itself. This is half, right? So pi is there. We have to find the sum of 13 terms. You can write here, your A is half. D is also half. You can see this is half, this is 1, 3 by 2. So every consecutive term is obtained by adding half to the previous term. Common difference becomes half. And number of terms in the spiral is 13. So I am taking the sum of 13 terms of this AP. That is n by 2. Right here. Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 d. Right? N by 2. N is 13 by 2. 2a. 2 times a is half. Plus n minus 1. 13 minus 1 d. D is also half. Right? You can find R13. This is R13, so it will be C. 1 is 1 by 2, 2 is 2 by 2, this is 3 by 2. So R13 also comes out to be 13 by 2. You can also take this by A plus N. This is pi 13 by 2 multiplied by, this is 1. 1 plus 13 minus 1 is 12, added to half, multiplied by half. So this is 6. Pi 13 by 2 multiplied by 6 plus 1, 7. Right? This is 2 times 6 is 12. 6 1 is 6 plus 1, 7. So what we can do here, pi is 22 by 7 multiplied by 13 7s are 91 and this is 2. So we can reduce this. This is 13 and this is 11. So the whole length becomes 11 times 13. L of spiral is 143 centimeters. Since the units are in centimeters, the length of whole spiral is 143 centimeters. Right? Next question is, 200 logs are stacked in the following manner. 20 logs in the bottom row, you can see this. 20, 19 in the next row, 18 in the next row, and so on. That means if we start with the bottom row, A, now in how many rows are 200 logs placed and how many logs are in the top row? So if we start our AP with the bottom row, number of logs, this is the first term. Number of logs here is 20. This is the second row. This is the second row. Second row is 20 logs in the bottom row, 19 in the next row, 18 in the next row. So you can see that in every row, number of logs is getting reduced by 1. A2 is 19, A3 is 18, and so on. Now he says, in how many rows are the 200 logs placed? That means in total we have 200 logs with us and we have to arrange them in this stacked manner. So Sn, total number of logs. I'm not talking about An here. An is the number of rows. Here the total number of logs that we have to arrange in this stat manner is 200. Total number of logs is 200. We have to find n in how many rows? This A1 represents first row, A2 represents second row, A3 represents third row. So in how many rows we can arrange 200 logs of wood in this manner, right? So n we have to find. And how many logs are in the top row? We have to find the number of logs in the top row. Like if we have n numbers of rows, so what is the number of logs? That denotes an, right? So you can see that a here is 20, d is a2 minus a1, 19 minus 20. Don't forget, simply we can see the difference is 1. Sometimes we write it in an opposite sign. It should be a2 minus a1. A2 minus A1 is 19 minus 20. So D comes out to be minus 1. Right? Total number of logs Sn. Sum of all the logs in this manner, this adjustment is 200. So n is we have to find, Sn is 200. Apply this formula. Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 t. Sn is 200, n we have to find, this is 2a, 2 times 20, n we have to find, d is minus 1. Take this 2 to left hand side, this becomes 400, n times 40. Open this, this is minus n plus 1. So this becomes 400, n times 41 minus n. So we have 400 is equal to 41n minus n square. Bring this negative n square, this becomes positive n square minus 41n plus 400 is equal to 0. So now we have to simplify this quadratic equation. 41. So the factors of 400 which add up to negative 41. This is 200, 100, this is 50, 25. Check for this. 20, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 4 is 16 and this is 25. 25 and 16 add up to 41. So we take both the factors as negative ones. I'm writing it here. Implies that n square minus 25n minus 16n plus 400. I'm erasing this to get more space. So this is, the factors are minus 25n minus 16n. 400 is equal to 0. So now it is n minus 25 and n minus 16 is 0. So number of rows here is either 25 or 16. So we have two possibilities here, right? So before writing any right option, we have to check, like n is 16. So if I take n as 25 or n as 16, can we rule out any number out of them? How can we do that? See, find an. A25. What is A25? This is A plus 24D. So A25 is, A is what? A is 20. 24 times D. D is minus 1. So you can see A25 is negative 4. 20 minus 24 is negative 4, which is not possible. Number of logs, A25. Number of logs in 25th row is coming out to be minus 4, which is not possible. We cannot have number of logs in negative number. So we rule out this option, right? Rule out this option. So number of rows is 16, right? N is 16 in this case. He is asking for n, number of rows. So this comes out to be 16. 25 is ruled out because the number of rows is coming out to be negative if we take n as 25. So n is 16 is the answer. And in case A16 is number of logs in 16th row will be A16. So we have A plus 15D. A is 20 plus 15 into minus 1. So we have 20 minus 15, that is 5, right? So A16 is 5. Number of logs in 16th row will be 5. So this way, we start with 20, 19, 18 and so on. To adjust 200 logs in this manner, we will have 16 such rows so that we cover all the 200 logs. And in the topmost row, which is 16th row, we will have 5 logs only, right? So this is the last question of this exercise. This is also very interesting. In a potato race, a bucket is placed at the starting point, which is 5 meters from the first potato. And the other potatoes are placed 3 meters apart in a straight line. There are 10 potatoes in the line. A competitor starts from the bucket. See, this is the place where the potatoes are placed in the bucket. It says in a potato race, a bucket is placed at starting point, which is 5 meters from the first potato. Bucket is here. Now the first potato is at 5 meters. This is the distance of 5 meters. And afterwards, each potato is placed 3 meters apart. Distance between the consecutive potatoes afterwards, after the first potato, is 3 meters. There are 10 potatoes in the line, right? A competitor starts from the bucket. Now you have to find the sequence here. Picks up the nearest potato, runs back with it. She starts from here, this point, right? She goes to the first potato, picks up that potato, and come back to put that potato in the bucket. So how much is the distance she has traveled? From this bucket, she goes 5 meters. The first potato is at a distance of 5 meters. So she goes 5 meters to pick that potato, comes back 5 meters to put that potato in the bucket. So total distance traveled is 10, right? Now she has placed the first potato in the bucket. Now she goes to pick the second potato. What is the distance? This is 5 for the first, added 3. For the second potato, she goes 8. 5 plus 3, 8. Picks up the second potato, comes back to this bucket. So 8 for going and 8 meters for coming back. That means 8 and 8, 16 meters she has traveled to pick up the second potato. And now she has put that second potato in the bucket. Again she goes to pick up the third potato. This is 5 plus 3 plus 3. The third potato is 5 plus 3, 8 plus 3, 11. 11 meters from the bucket. 11 for going and 11 meters for coming back. So it is 11 plus 11, 22 meters. One way she is going 11 to pick up that potato. Then she is coming back 11 to put that potato in the bucket. So this way the sequence gets completed, right? So the sequence is formed. This is 10, 16, 22 and so on. A here is the first term of the sequence is 10. D here is 16 minus 10 is 6. See, it drops it in the bucket, runs back to pick up the next potato, runs to the bucket to drop it, And she continues in the same way until all the potatoes are in the bucket. What is the total distance the competitor has to run? So this way she has been going for to pick up all the potatoes and coming back. So I have taken the sum of the two distances, like going to one potato, coming back, as one term, right? And this way she has to pick up 10 potatoes. That means n here is 10. First term of sequence is 5. Since we have to double the distance, so it becomes 10. So first term is 10, the other one is at 8 meters, so distance becomes 16, and so on. We have to find the total distance she has covered in finishing this all process. This is Sn, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 d. So S10, we have to find sum of 10 such points. This is 10 by 2, 2 times a, which is 10. This is 10 minus 1 times d, which is 6. 10 by 2 is 5. This is 20 plus 9 times 6. So we have 5 multiplied by 20 plus 9 6 are 54. 5 multiplied by 74. Right? This is 5 4s are 22, 35 and 2, 37. Total distance she has to cover is 370 meters. Total distance covered is 370 meters. Right? So this was all about exercise 5.3. The word problems in this exercise are very interesting. I hope you liked solving them. So you can try them on your own now. In the next video, we will be back with exercise 5.4, which is optional exercise of this chapter. I hope you liked watching this video. So please like, subscribe and share it. Thank you.